It's about an hour or so before midnight on December 24th. So before I get into everything, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Whenever this comes out, hopefully on Christmas, Merry Christmas. Minnesota Vikings fans surely got a great gift recently with the Vikings shutting out the Packers 16-0 on Saturday night. With the Packers scoring 0 points, it was the Vikings' first shutout since December 5th, 1993, and it was also their first time sweeping the season series with the Packers since 2009 when Brett Favre was on the Vikings. This was also the fourth time in the last 5 games that the Vikings have beat the Packers. I guess if you really wanted to, you could say that the Vikings sent the Packers packing. I'm the worst. And what this victory also means is that the Vikings are one step closer to the first round bye. We didn't get it this week because Carolina did beat Tampa Bay in the closing seconds, but that's fine. Chicago shouldn't really be too much of a test. And on top of that, this also means that we are still in the running for getting home field advantage, but we do still need Philadelphia to lose both games, so it's in the question, but it's also out of the question a little bit. But enough about the playoffs and the current standings. How about we take a look into the game just a little bit? Hey, voters for the Pro Bowl. Hey, you remember that video I made about Harrison Smith? Yeah. But like I said in the video, that's all cool. As long as he's first team All-Pro, that's fine. Yeah, but sure, yeah, give it to Earl Thomas. How many interceptions did he have this week? Probably more than 2, right? I'm actually pretty sure that video surfaced today of Earl Thomas going up to Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett after the game and asking him to trade for him in the offseason. So, I don't know. Seems like Earl Thomas is having a great time in Seattle. But enough with me ranting about Harrison Smith not getting in the Pro Bowl. You guys already know what the deal is. I made a video on that. You can actually go check it out right up there. It's actually time to talk about something that's a little bit more sad than Harrison Smith not making the Pro Bowl. And that was the damn field conditions last night. Now I'm going to start by putting this out on record. I can't count very high and I can't count very well. But I know that players on both sides slipped so many times last night, and this doesn't even pertain to field conditions, but the amount of drop passes was something I haven't seen since I played football in 3rd grade. It's just not something you're used to seeing from guys like that who are professional football players. They are literally paid to catch the football, and it just made the game kind of suck. And since the performance was so bad on both sides because of the conditions, because of the weather, it really doesn't make for a lot to talk about, but I did find a couple things. When the Vikings long snapper Kevin McDermott went down with that wrist injury, or whatever injury it was, I don't remember, I don't keep track of him, and the announcer started saying, oh yeah, they usually have someone who just, long snaps sometime in practice, I thought, who in the hell could that be, and how good could they actually be? And I was pleasantly surprised by David Morgan. Sure, his snaps weren't, good, but hey, they got the job done. For him, he gets a big fat thumb up. What the hell was that? And can we also talk about the little resurgence of Stefon Diggs? Man, did he make me my words. If you want to know why, check out the video right up here. But seriously, on a serious note, I mean, sure, he didn't make a lot of the contested catches that he usually would go up and get on those deep balls by Keenum. That one catch, his touchdown catch in the back of the end zone, that was pretty nice. But yeah, 5 receptions, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Not a bad day at the job. On the job? Whatever. And before I go on and keep talking about the Vikings, because they were the only ones with really anything to talk about in this game, I want to give a lot of credit to the Packers left tackle, David Bakhtiari. He's ranked number 1 by PFF among all tackles, and it's pretty clear why. He was on Everson Griffin for most of the night, and Danielle Hunter a little bit as well. He gave up 0 pressures, which is absolutely insane when you're facing guys like Everson and Danielle. So big props to him. I'm going to finish things off with a little bit of injury news for both teams. So for the Packers, obviously the big one is Jordy Nelson. He left the game pretty early, I think around in the 2nd quarter, with that shoulder injury that was bothering him for a few plays while he was playing. The news is probably pretty good chance that he is not going to be playing next week to finish out the season. And then it also looks like Richard Rodgers, Aaron Jones, and Jason Spriggs also got injured, as we saw. Jones and Spriggs got knee injuries, and then Richard Rodgers injured his shoulder. There's no news as to any of them playing next week at the moment. And for the Vikings, it looks like that injury that I was talking about to the long snapper Kevin McDermott earlier in this video, it has come out as a left shoulder dislocation, which was definitely a lot more than I expected it to be. He could be back for the playoffs, but I just saw something in the Star Tribune that the Vikings are looking for experienced long snappers. So if you feel that you can do the job, hit them up. And then probably the biggest injury of the night that's going to have the biggest impact on either of these two teams going forward, obviously because the Packers aren't in the playoffs, was the injury to Nick Easton. It has come out that he has fractured his ankle. He is out for the season. So what I expect the next few games to look like is Jeremiah Searles probably going in for him, which is fine. All of our backups have been performing really well. Guys like Rashad Hill, Jeremiah Searles, all those guys. So it is a big blow, but I don't think it should hold us back too much. But yes, Nick Easton is officially out for the season. And that's all, folks. There wasn't really a lot to talk about in this game. I mean, it was really uneventful. So uneventful that one of the teams didn't score any points. And that could be attributed to the weather, if you want. Obviously, like we said earlier, people were slipping. People on the broadcasting team were complaining about how cold it was. They're like, oh my god, it's 5 degrees. Shut up, okay? Anyways, that concludes today's video. Like always, I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one.